Witam Was bardzo serdecznie, z tej strony Runiczne i dziś chciałbym Was zaprosić na następny odcinek z The Dwarves. A nie przedłużając, kontynuujemy. No tu jest zwykły kupiec. A my udajemy się do Zielonej Doliny. Zielonej Polany.
You approach the village and can tell even from far off that something isn't right. The smell of burnt wood and death is in the air.
No, ciekawe.
By Rackers.
The piggies have really shown those pointy ears. We couldn't have done it any better.
Stay alert. I want to find out what happened to Goren. Hoofprints burned into the ground.
Alfar?
The fire in Boindill's eyes flares up with delight.
Huzzah! That would make a change from those stupid piggies. Did you hear that, brother? We might get to test our blades on Tion's pointy ears.
O,
You have read about the elves and their buildings. This here had always just been a small example of their architectural skill, which achieved perfection in Alandur. Now burning and ruined, the pavilion makes an even sadder impression.
o.
Green Glade was one of the few places in Girdlegard where humans and elves lived together. You don't see any elven features among all the faces contorted with pain and fear. You look away.
O. Ktoś coś namalował?
The hand that painted this picture was that of a master. It is composed exclusively in shades of red, but every single little detail is painstakingly and precisely reflected. Trees.
This picture portrays the village in its state of ruin.
Examining the canvas more closely, you realize that it is actually made of skin, and the red paint seems more than suspicious now.
This is the most disgusting thing I have ever seen.
O. Tu są jakieś książki.
The Magus had these books on him when he was attacked. Was he trying to bring them to safety?
Your eyes fall upon a sealed letter next to the books. The circumstances seem grave enough for you to break the seal.
Greetings, Toga. I am glad to hear that you finally wish to confide in Lot Yonan. I think they are the key to his destruction, or I hope so, at least. Yours faithfully, Goren. What demon are they talking about?
You instinctively think about how the magical barrier is only a few days' march north of here, and beyond it, Varakas only knows what kind of creatures live in the Perish Land. The body of the man is riddled with arrows and is lying in a small patch of undamaged ground, while a sea of flames must have raged in a circle around him. The robes remind you of those of Lot Yonan's famuli. This, plus the fact that the man used magic, makes you quite sure that this is Goren.
Coś tu jeszcze ciekawego znajdziemy? No, spróbujmy wyjść. Nie, tędy nie wyjdziemy. Więc tylko naokoło. Tu już nic nie widzę ciekawego. Chodźmy do bliźniaków. O.
The elf maiden's graceful snow-white face still radiates beauty. in terrible contrast to the rest of her appearance. From the neck down, she is nothing more than a blood-red, damp and glistening skeleton. There are long nails sticking through her thin bones, and where her beautiful eyes once were are now gaping black holes. In your imagination, you see the Alfar's shadow mare standing around the Lady of Greenglade, devouring her, while she, nailed to the tree, squirms and screams in pain. You quickly put your hand over your mouth.
You destroyed my painting. Now I need fresh blood to paint a new one.
Huzzah! This will be fun! We finally get to fight!
I hope your blood doesn't clot too much. It has to be nice and fluid for my fine brushstrokes.
Ha! How do you plan to defeat us, pointy ears? There are 3 of us.
Oh, only 3. That makes it easier.
She looks over the corpses.
Othar and Lueth Buanre!
What's happening?
Ha!
The perished land.
Umarła ziemia, zombie.
Greenglade is south of the barrier.
I know of nothing else that can resurrect the dead. Knock their heads off or they'll keep coming back.
Dobra, zobaczmy, co my tu mamy. No, w zasadzie nic więcej zrobić nie można. Dobra, to trzeba tak.
And what now? Huzzah!
To jest dobre posunięcie. Zabij elfry i mroczną klacz. Dobra. A ciebie poproszę w takim wypadku o wybicie nieumarłych, ale to może za chwilę.
On my way.
Niech się tutaj zbiorą. Dobra, i teraz.
With pleasure.
I dobić. Okej.
Pavrakas!
End it. Ow! Another one bites the dust.
Neuen den beste dest.
Come here, you! I didn't hit you very hard!
Huh? Vile creature.
And what now? Put up a fight!
Muszę pamiętać, żeby ich dobijać.
Oh, what bad luck for you! Say goodbye forever! Too easy!
A, ten ma szał.
What is it? With pleasure!
Dobra, ty go dobij w takim wypadku.
And
Ty
what
co?
now?
Vile creature.
Yes?
End it. And again. Huh?
Say goodbye forever!
Trzeba obrócić.
I didn't hit you very hard. Vile creature.
Pavrakas! Huh?
Wszyscy martwi, to ten.
What is it?
A, ten ma szał.
Yes? With pleasure. Too easy. Oh, what bad luck for you! I didn't hit you very hard.
Ale główka poleciała.
Who next? Too easy.
Yes?
Pavrakas. And again. Attack. I didn't hit you very hard. That was.
Dobra, teraz konika.
What is it?
A tobie jak idzie? To ty weź sobie tą.
Forever, huh?
Tym zaatakuj. Ty jeszcze się tu męczysz. Dobra.
Huh? With pleasure.
Yes?
What is it?
Okej, tego trzeba stąd
On my way.
ewakuować.
End it.
Okej, tam poleciała. To ty. Atakuj ją.
Huzzah!
Yes?
A ty w tym momencie atakuj
Say
konia.
goodbye forever.
Zmorę, czy jak się to tam nazywa.
Yes?
A, tu jeszcze jeden jest do dobicia.
Pavrakas. Come again.
Attack!
Ty tu, ty
Come
tu,
here, you.
a ty tu.
Oh, what bad luck for you.
Boyka, give me a hand. He hardly put up a fight.
Ta główka w powietrzu.
Dwarves, you protected the glade. The perished land. The barrier has fallen.
You can feel your stomach cramping. Unlike Boindale, you can't say a word.
The damn Magi only had one job.
So this is what it is like to rise from the dead. I feel nothing. I am left with nothing. My love, my beauty, my home, and my forest. Everything has been taken from me. I beg you, have mercy and put an end to my suffering.
Without even being able to look into her eyes, you recognize the sadness in the elf maiden's expression. The dignity that she must once have radiated can only be imagined in her current state.
Jak udało się elfom zdobyć Polanę? Uwolnij, opuść. Zapytajmy najpierw.
Garen was here, and I've heard that you elves have special abilities in battle. Did the Alfar take you by surprise in your sleep?
I felt her presence, but when I confronted the elf, she had already killed the first of us and resurrected the perished land. It fills humans and dwarves with a hatred for life. It turns you into beasts. They charge through the village like a fury, and everyone that they killed became one of theirs.
If the perished land spreads further south, then Nodon won't need any orcs, ogres, or Alfar. One human losing their life in the perished land would be enough for the madness to sweep through the land like the plague.
Dobra, uwolnimy ją od
Your
cierpienia.
stomach turns, but you know that it's right. You've never seen the twins looking so serious. They would pit themselves against any army of orcs, but this is something beyond their power, and yours.
We need the Magi. They must rebuild the barrier. We must go to Lot before the perished land spreads further. He will know what is to be done.
Neither of your companions objects.
I can't believe it. The barrier has fallen. How could that happen?
Who can tell? Anything could go wrong with all that hocus pocus.
It had held back the perished land since the fall of the Fifthlings. Reinforcing the barrier whenever it loses power is the primary duty of the great Magi. I can't imagine how Nodon or anyone else could have broken through it.
You think of the demons mentioned in Garen's letter. You wonder whether it could be possible that a demon from the outer lands might possess powers so great that even the 6 magi weren't ready for it.
Robi się coraz ciekawiej. O, nowa umiejętność. Szarża czy skok? Skok wolę osobiście. Figurka z kości. Bardzo cenna, okej. Dobra, to w takim wypadku wychodzi na to, że w tym momencie udajemy się z powrotem. Okej. Musisz jak najszybciej powiadomić lot. Dobra. A tu jest strzałka. Dobra, to w takim wypadku wracamy. Droga już w tą stronę nie po...
Every evening since you left Greenglade, you have looked at Goren's books and tried to prize out the knowledge that they hold. But now, you must admit to yourself that you can't decipher them. They are written in the learned language for high magi, and Lot Yonan didn't teach you that. However, you're sure that the books are important. Why else would Goren want them sent to Turga the Fair-Faced? You put them away with a sigh, and your eyes remain on the bag that Lot Yonan gave you. Did Goren ask Lot Yonan to return the magical artifacts in the pouch? You pick up the pouch and look at it.
Lot Yonan forbade me from opening the pouch.
Nie będziemy otwierać.
Lot Yonan trusted you with the pouch. You don't want to betray that trust. You look at it for a moment longer, but then you close the rucksack and pack it away. But your curiosity is not so easily contained and keeps you awake in the night. Just like previous nights, you are haunted by the image of the elf maiden nailed to the tree in Greenglade. You wake from your sleep and look around you. The night is unusually dark. Despite your good dwarven eyes, you can only make out Boendal's outline, even though he's keeping watch only a few steps away. You're about to lie down again, but suddenly feel something cold against your throat. Next to you, the pale face of an elf slides into view.
Good evening. I'm afraid we missed each other in Greenglade, so my companion had to receive you on her own.
Spróbuj się
You
uwolnić.
consider your options, but before you have reached a decision, the dagger is pressed more tightly against your throat, and you feel a second blade at your back.
Quiet now. I'm not going to kill you, not yet. Do you know what I'm going to do instead?
You feverishly search for an answer, but you can't even imagine how an Alfar thinks.
I will kill everyone who means anything to you. I will destroy your life, and you will sink into hopelessness, groundling. Your downfall is called Synthoras.
You tense your muscles, readying to defend yourself, but suddenly realize that the blade against your throat has disappeared. You look around, astonished. The elf is nowhere to be seen. You look over to Boendal, who is easy to recognize in the bright moonlight. Next to you, Boindil smacks his lips in his sleep. You touch your throat, and when you don't feel anything, you breathe out, relieved.
Just a nightmare.
At least that's what you tell yourself. But you don't close your eyes for the rest of the night.
Dobra, to lecimy dalej.
Boindil unwraps his dwarf cheese again and cooks it on the fire. When he offers you a piece, you take it.
I knew we'd make a dwarf of you in the end.
You chew on the cheese so you don't have to answer. It tastes better than you first thought.
Dobrze, że
Once
sam...
again, you reach the crossroads and the Stone Sheep Tavern.
A,
You walk to the nearest empty table with the twins in tow and sit down. The landlord comes out from behind the bar and walks over to your table. He gives a narrow smile.
Good to see you again. What can I get you today?
masz coś ciekawego? W sumie to możemy kupić.
We're tired
Noclegu.
and long for a proper bed.
Of course, gentlemen.
You spend a restful night in the tavern.
Dobra. Lecimy dalej. O! Goodwater.
Once you reach the top of the hill above Goodwater, you can see what is left of the village. The sea of red roof tiles has given way to a forest of burnt black ruins. Shattered wooden planks and bent iron bars are all that is left of the gate.
I couldn't save them. Even the reinforced gate.
No cóż.
You see a light through the trees some way from the path. It inevitably brings to mind your encounter with the woodcutters. You tell the dwarves about your encounter with the woodcutters and how you intimidated them.
Ha! Very dwarf-like, but I think we'll have to teach them a lesson anyway.
Humans are not our enemies, Boindel.
Nie, walka z ludźmi nie jest naszym celem.
You must confess that you'd have liked to have taught the woodcutters a lesson, but Boendal is right.
Beating up humans is not our mission.
But
A harsh glance from you and Boendal silences Boindil. You continue on your way with a furious Boindil trailing behind.
Mhm.
Why are the Magus's vaults here in the middle of nowhere? And why does the Lord of Yonandar live in a vault and not in a castle?
It's to do with the magical fields that spread out under Girdlegard, so the 5 magical realms are found where the fields are at their strongest.
And that's why he lives in the vaults? To be closer to the underground magic?
No, it's more to do with security. 200 students of magic and well, a source of almost unlimited magical energy. The Magus thought that an underground vault was a more suitable place to train than Master Nudin's tower in the middle of Parista.
Okej. No i wracamy.
I don't like it here. All this hocus pocus is bad news. Us dwarves know that and keep well away, just as Vracus commanded. I hope you know that too.
I cannot perform magic, and I've never attempted to. Nevertheless, please show respect. Remember that it was Lot Yonan who took me in and saved me.
Now then, it would seem that the tongue of the learned one becomes somewhat haughtier, and his sentences doth wind most strangely as we verily approach the vaults.
You can't help but grin guiltily. With a beseeching glance at the twins, you step into the area in front of the vaults. Seeing no one there you might greet, you and your companions enter your old home through the open gate.
Dobra, zobaczymy co nas
Who
tutaj
the
czeka.
hell built this tunnel?
Boendal examines the crumbling roof with a mixture of disbelief and indignation.
Be quiet. I want to surprise them.
Is that such a good idea? What if we give your master such a shock that he casts a spell on us? I don't want to be turned into a mouse or a bar of soap.
It is unusually quiet in the vaults, but the smell of dinner is in the air. You imagine Frala looking up at you from her cooking pot in the kitchen and smiling.
Ah, there's boiled and roasted meat for dinner. Come on.
That's no reason to go and get ourselves turned into something weird. We'll stay here until you're finished with your little game.
No dobra. Ha.
Lumps of meat rise up and appear on the brown, bubbling surface of the soup before sinking back down out of sight. The hearty smell makes your mouth water.
A human foot?
Your stomach turns, and you have to fight hard against the impulse to run out of the kitchen screaming.
Okej. Strasznie tu pusto. Nie wiem, czy pamiętacie z drugiego odcinka, jak tutaj było dużo pusto.
What happened here? Speak!
Ah, another one.
Use the force. Jak to
Don't
wygląda?
even think of using magic, or I'll lodge this pretty piece of steel in your brain.
It takes the Famulus a few seconds to comprehend the situation he's suddenly found himself in. He seems to weigh up his options for a moment before he breathes out and the tension leaves his body.
All right. I won't use magic.
What happened here? Where is everyone?
For a while, the Famulus seems to be playing with the idea of being stubborn. Boendal pushes a little harder on the end of the crow's beak, and the tip penetrates the skin. Blood seeps out.
They're gone. Dead.
A school full of magi destroyed without any signs of struggle? Lies.
The facts seem stacked against it, but you cling on to this faint hope.
Lot Yonan's famuli were already in Parista. There were only novices left. We made easy work of them. The Elfar, Syntharas, he insisted on being part of the raid after he found out that you grew up here. He opened the gates and killed most of those here before they even knew what was happening.
In your mind's eye, you see a pale face appearing from the darkness. You saw what Elfar are capable of in Greenglade. You push the thought to the back of your mind and try to keep a clear head.
Lot Yonan. Where is he?
Nodon killed him. He killed all of them in Parista. There's no one left in Girdlegard who can take on the last Magus.
You're saying that someone took on all 6 of the magi at once and defeated them? Ridiculous.
5 Magi. My master Nudin is Nodon the Doublefold, the Lord of the Perished Land and soon to be Lord of Girdlegard. He killed the masters, and the apprentices followed soon after. They're all gone, and he changed the magic field so that only we can use them.
An icy hand grabs your heart. It's impossible that there's only a single Magus left, and he's not fighting against, but for the Perished Land.
Why are you snooping around in Lot Yonan's study? What are you looking for?
I'm looking for artifacts that Lot Yonan, when he was in Parista, claimed he had forgotten and left in a cupboard, and for the books that were stolen from Greenglade. I'm guessing you're the dwarves that stole the books.
What does your master want with the artifacts and the books?
I don't know. He commands, we obey. He's going to be very displeased. I did find a bag in the cupboard, but it didn't contain the right objects.
I've had enough of your lies. They're alive. Lot Yonan escaped and has gathered his apprentices, Frala, and the others around him to fight against Nodon. We just have to find them.
The war was over before you even noticed it had begun. Nodon cannot be stopped. He is on his way here and will just...
Blah, blah. We will leave immediately. This news is of great importance to the Council of Dwarves.
I'm not going anywhere. I have to find my friends and
Orcs! Lots of them!
A.
Huh? On my way!
No, troszkę ich będzie.
Say goodbye forever!
30 trzeba zabić. Dobra. To się da zrobić.
And what now?
Oj,
Yes?
nie to planowałem.
Huh?
Yeah! What is it?
O,
Huh? Huh?
o, ten zleciał, nie wiem czy widzieliście.
What is it?
On my way.
I didn't hit you very hard. Ow! Another one bites the dust. Huh?
O, następni biegną. Oj, trochę was tutaj dużo.
And what now? What is it?
Please wait a moment.
Aha, nie mam na tyle energii.
Yes? All right. Oh, what bad luck for you! He only put up a fight.
Huh? I can't do that yet.
Pow! Another one bites the dust.
I need help over here, quickly.
No, przydałoby się.
What is it? As good as done. What is it?
Yes?
I didn't hit you very hard. Huh? Ow! Hey! And what now?
Tego trzeba wycofać.
What is it? What is it? Ha ha!
Yes?
Yeah! Ha ha!
They're hitting me pretty hard.
Yes?
Dobra.
Yes?
He hardly put up a fight. There are too many of them.
The side door in the workshop. It's our only chance.
Okej. Czyli się wycofujemy.
Oh, what bad luck for you! As good as done. All right, yes. Huh?
Gdzie... Dobra.
And what now? Yes? Huh?
Dobra, próbujemy jeszcze raz. Ten tu skacze.
And what now? Huh?
Dobra. Tu skacz.
So, I'm not that quick. Pow! Another one bites the dust. I'm with you.
Dobra.
Yes? As good as done. All right.
No, przebijaj się, przebijaj się.
Yes?
All right. Of course.
Dobra. O. Rozszczepienie albo szarża. To myślę bardziej się przyda mu. On akurat na mobilności, chociaż w sumie... Nie, szarża to prosty, a skok jest mimo wszystko lepszy pod tym względem.
Damn. The first 20 are mine. You have come far, but this is far enough. Give me the artifacts and the books you stole in Greenglade, and I'll set you free.
What's with the artifacts and the books?
They belong to me. Lotyonen was supposed to bring them to Porista, but forgot them. So, I came to pick them up. That's all you need to know.
What have you done to the other Magi? Your famulus told us some cock and bull story about you forcing them and their famuli to go to Porista and then murdering them.
I did what had to be done to protect Girdlegard. I wish there had been another way. But they would never have understood.
Do your eyes deceive you, or do you really see a brief moment of real regret on the swollen face of the Magus?
You wanting my rucksack is enough reason for me not to give it to you.
I don't need your consent. Look after the rucksack. If you lose it, you will also lose your life. Go back to your realm, dwarves, and let your king know that I need his land. Either he hands it over without a drop of blood being spilt, or my troops and allies take it by force. You can take this one with you. I have no use for him.
Invisible wizard, Maya.
Look.
Let me handle her. Kill the dwarves.
To będzie kłopotliwe.
The rucksack! The artifacts! If he wants them so badly, they might be the key to his destruction.
There's the orc with the rucksack. Let's get...
Dobra.
And I didn't even take off my gloves.
Okej, a ty?
Oh, what bad luck for you!
Ty. A tu? Ty?
Now!
Tu.
Yes!
A ty? Tak.
What is it? With pleasure. What is it?
No. A ty co tak tutaj tak z jednym tylko siedzisz? Tu. Od razu lepiej. To się przyda. Odzyskaj plecak, dobra. Okej, a ty się zajmij pozostałymi. Gdzie jest w ogóle ten z plecakiem? Tu. Okej. W ten sposób. A ty sobie tutaj radzisz. Okej. Dobra. Bawimy się w króliczka.
creature. Huh?
Raz, dwa.
Say goodbye forever. And again. And what now? He hardly put away.
O, w ten sposób.
I didn't hit you very hard.
Tego mi zabij.
Oh, hey! Another one bites the dust. I didn't hit you very hard.
O, a ty co, nudzisz się?
Another one bites the dust.
Au, tego trzeba ulotnić, bo ten sobie nie radzi.
Didn't take off my gloves.
Okej, skacz.
Yes, so
Au. Dobra. Rozpocznij grę od ostatniego zapisku. Okej. Dobra, to jeszcze raz. Temu w takim wypadku trzeba dać coś do leczenia. Mamy coś do leczenia? Mamy. Dobra.
The rucksack! The artifacts! If he wants them so badly, they might be the key to his destruction.
There's the orc with the rucksack.
Dobra.
He put up a fight.
Okej, i teraz tak. Ty. Tu. Ty.
What now?
Tu.
Yes.
A ty na razie tutaj
On my
zostań.
way.
Ty. Ty.
Yes?
A ty.
Didn't even take off my gloves.
Dobra.
And what now? Yes.
What a waste of time.
What bad luck for you.
Ojej, ty już umierasz?
I need help over here!
I'm
Quickly!
not that quick.
Okej.
Yes?
No chance.
And what now? What is it? All right. On my way.
Didn't take off my gloves.
Dobra. Do tego spróbujemy zrobić w ten sposób.
Yes.
A ty wtedy...
Another one bites the dust. Hey.
Aj, bo ty to jesteś znowu otoczony. Dobra.
Come here, you.
A, nie mogę skoczyć.
Huh? Oh, what bad luck for you. And what now?
Trzeba go odesłać stąd na razie, bo
Too easy.
on mi zaraz umrze.
Over here! Quickly!
Yes.
Ty jesteś tu, dobra. To jest trochę spokojniej. Tu ja żadnego nie ma.
Yes?
Więc
What now?
idziesz tu na razie. Musisz mi tutaj się zregenerować.
Yes, yes.
A, jest tutaj ktoś. To będzie, nie będziesz się nudził.
Yes, yes.
They're hitting me pretty hard!
What is it? Ow! Another one bites the dust.
Huh?
Dobra. Gdzie ty jesteś? Tu wśród orków. Dobra, ty. Zajmiesz się tym. A, tu jakaś czarodziejka jest. Przynajmniej tak wygląda. Zregeneruj się na spokojnie. Dobra, teraz trzeba uciekać. Żebyś ty mi nie padł. Może ty już wtedy zejść. O, tutaj widzę, trochę ich zostało. Okej, ten się regeneruje, ten niech sobie powalczy. A czy tu jest jakiś pojedynczy? Nie. To pędź do niego. Nie, ktoś tu jest. Tu. Ktoś tu do niego strzela, ale nie mogę wykryć, gdzie on jest. Tu jesteś. Dobra. No, biegnij za nim. Nie trafiłeś. Dobra. W takim wypadku zrobimy w ten sposób. Pomożesz go gonić. O, idealnie. Dobra, na most. Ucieknij całą trójką. Dobra?
Understood. Yes? All right.
Dobra, tak będzie prościej. Ten się i tak będzie musiał przebijać. Ty. A z tyłu są. Dobij go. Okej.
Retreat? We should fight on! We would die! Perhaps you've noticed that Nodon has risen again, headless. He is more powerful than the perished land itself, but the key to his destruction is in here.
We will return to the Saplings
łapka.
and tell them what the Magus is up to. We'll be safe at Ogre's death, and there we can hatch a plan.
If we manage to get there. Nodon will do anything to stop us.
Then let him try!
Okej. Chrum, chrum. O. To będzie ciekawe. Oj, odcinek mi się troszeczkę wydłużył przez tą ostatnią walkę. Ale myślę, że na dziś byłoby tutaj to wszystko. Horda orków. I dalsze przygody będą już w następnym odcinku. Za dziś w każdym bądź razie ja bym chciał wam bardzo podziękować. No i do następnego. Mówi do was Runiczny. Trzymajcie się ciepło. Cześć!